Anahuac. We are the continuation of Mesoamerica as displaced indigenous people.
Anahuac. Under colonialism, it is divided into 9 colonies: Mexico, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Belize, US, and Canada. Anahuac is Nahuatl for land between the waters. The original way of saying Nicaragua is Nicanahuac. Nahuatl for Anahuac made it this far, a marker point. Anahuac, what is known as Mesoamerica, historically and culturally, it is the totality of what is known as quote-unquote North America, and we reject artificial colonial divisions. What is Nicantlaca? Nicantlaca is synonymous with indigenous, and you can find it in a portion of the Florentine Codex, among other sources like We People Here, Nahuatl accounts of the conquest of Mexico, Nahuatl to Spanish dictionaries, among other documents, texts, and codices. We are the displaced, detribalized Nicantlaca of Anahuac. Anahuac Nation is an action for unity,
a solution for liberation and the occupation on our land. Anahuac Nation is a philosophy and discipline of actions for liberation.
We as Mexicans need to learn who were the Anahuac as 7 major civilizations prior to 1519.
Ipelcan Olmeca, Nahuatl for the beginning of the inhabitants of Olman. Olman, Nahuatl for people of the land of rubber.
Our mother civilization, 1500 to 00 BC, based on the cult for corn, a staple food that helped flourish Mesoamerican civilizations after the Olmeca. The Olmeca developed various forms of artistic expression, including monumental sculptures and ceramics. The Acropolis was composed of a series of platforms, courts, stairways, and residential
Teocalli at
buildings.
Piedras Negras, Guatemala. The peoples of the Oaxaca Valley had been in close contact with the Olmeca, and they built on the foundations of the Olmec cultures they had inherited. Archaeological research introduced that by as early as the middle of the pre-classic periods, the Zapotec of the Oaxaca region had invented writing and calendric calculations and were responsible for their diffusion among other peoples. Traces of the oldest Mesoamerican calendar, the 260-day ritual calendar, have been found at Monte Alban. Teotihuacan, a metropolis still shrouded in mystery. We are still unsure of the identity of the people who constructed the grandiose metropolis. The Aztecs called Teotihuacan the city of quote-unquote God.
The inhabitants of Teotihuacan venerated the serpent of precious feather whose image is repeated on the pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, indicating the antiquity of this cult. A large number of residential quarters consisting of buildings with complex structures, courtyards, cisterns, sewers, and roads flanked by canals develops alongside the imposing ceremonial complexes.
Tolteca, Nahuatl for artisan.
Atula architectural similarities that originated in Teotihuacan, such as the Talmud tabletop system, are found mixed with innovative elements that reveal Toltec influence.
Mixteca.
The Mixtec culture was the main Mixtec civilization, which lasted from around 1500 BC. The Maya civilization Ma was a Mesoamerican civilization that existed from antiquity to the early modern period.
Mexica was one of our greatest Anahuac civilizations who left an abundant information in which we can reconstruct the daily life of the Mesoamerican people who embody their contemporaries who came before them. Anahuac was the birthplace of sophisticated philosophers, educators, mathematicians, sages, astronomers, observatories, calendrical systems, agriculture, judicial law, calpuli, communal ownership of land, egalitarian social structures, mandatory education, universities, physicians, medicine, art, and they bequeathed it to us who live now, their descendants, Mexicans and Central Americans.
No respira. Donde el tiempo no respira. No respira.
We are the Anahuac who were torn from our Anahuac civilizations.
Somos Nicantlacalibre y reconstruimos nuestra identidad mexica con Chimayi Macahuitl.